Welcome to Antigravity 250. Yesterday, in system design in real life, we used Google AI Studio to lay out the architecture for our web framework. Today, we are turning that blueprint into a living, fully functional Astro 6 application. We used Antigravity to pair program the implementation, and here is how it is built. Our initial problem revolved around the heavy hydration penalty. While Next.js is incredibly powerful, it defaults to a heavy React client-side hydration model. When you are shipping a pure content and tutorial platform, pushing that much JavaScript to the browser is a massive overkill. To fix this, we pivoted to Astro, but we faced a massive architectural decision: pure static site generation, or a hybrid full-stack model. As we outlined in our architectural analysis document, pure SSG scored only an 18 out of 25. It failed instantly because we needed live data connections to the YouTube API, and SSG rigidly locks our data at build time. This brings us to the winning tech stack. We chose the Astro 6 server output mode, running natively on Cloudflare Workers edge nodes. We back this with a Cloudflare KV namespace for caching, deploy our styling via Tailwind CSS version 4, and handle our interactive elements with React 19. The most critical bottleneck for our site was the YouTube Data API. YouTube imposes incredibly strict daily quota limits. If a single video went viral, our visitors would exhaust our API keys within an hour, returning fatal server errors to everyone else. To entirely bypass this limitation, we intercept the user requests at the Cloudflare edge. The Astro worker first checks our global Cloudflare KV namespace. If the data is fresh, we return it instantly. If it is entirely missing, only then do we make a single secure call to YouTube, caching the result out to the edge for the next hour. The result of this architecture is an immediate 99 desktop and 94 mobile Lighthouse performance score. By utilizing the server output mode, we are still able to pre-render our static markdown pages natively. We ship literally zero JavaScript to the client on load. But we did not sacrifice dynamic capabilities. Here is the live application fetching complex playlist data from the edge. Because it pulls from the KV cache, it returns a fully formed JSON payload in under 40 milliseconds directly to the browser. We also wanted to retain the ability to use complex React UI elements without ruining our performance. Astro solves this gracefully through its islands architecture. It ships the shell of the page as pure HTML, isolating our React components into distinct, manageable islands. As a prime example, consider our complex 3D animated backgrounds. Instead of forcing the user to download those heavy libraries immediately, we isolate that React code into a specific island. By declaring a client-visible directive, the browser avoids downloading any of that heavy logic until the exact moment the animation physically enters the viewport. A primary driver for this migration was upgrading our blog engine. Astro native content collections give us absolute type safety. We can define strict ZOD validation schemas for all of our MDX front matter, guaranteeing that a missing thumbnail or broken title never breaks the production build. And because we are using MDX, we retain the power to embed live, interactive React elements directly inline within our Markdown text. This turns our tutorials into interactive sandboxes seamlessly. Because we are releasing this repository as open source, strict security boundaries were non-negotiable. Instead of relying on local.env files, we bind our secrets dynamically at runtime through the newly standardized Cloudflare Workers module, ensuring API keys never leak into the build output. As for the site search functionality, we are officially pushing the full implementation into Phase 2. However, we have already architected the strict XSS sanitization protocols to safely handle those WebAssembly payloads without exposing us to cross-site scripting injections. Finally, the FinOps scale. Because Cloudflare only bills for CPU execution time, our KV cache reads consume less than a single millisecond. We can mathematically sustain a viral spike of 100,000 visitors in a single day, and the resulting invoice will be exactly $0. The entire source code repository is fully open source. Check the link in the description below to clone the architecture. Keep building safely.